If you're an e-commerce brand owner, you need to be thinking about how to rank in AI platforms, and things are moving so quick. Everyone's got their own opinion on how to do this. No one really knows how to get it done. There are a couple good ideas that seem to work, and a lot of bad ideas I've seen out there that people are pushing. And so I just wanted to shoot this quick video to go over two kind of new things. Not really new, but you'll see what I mean in a second. But first, my name is Mike Sack. I'm the owner and founder of SEOasis. We've helped dozens of e-commerce brands over the years generate collectively millions of dollars in extra organic revenue. And so I've got a lot of experience with this. I talk to a lot of brands and I get this question all the time. And, I've made a couple videos about this already. And since then, my opinion has changed a lot actually, um, which I won't get into here. But what I want to talk about today is two things that are like really easy to set up, low risk, and potentially have some reward in that it could help you get mentioned more in AI platforms like ChatGPT. Now, I can't say for sure that this works really well. There's some evidence that it works. Sometimes it helps people. But the reason I'm bringing them up is because one, at the moment, everyone's just throwing shit at the wall, seeing what sticks essentially. And so these are two of those things that again are just really easy to set up. Definitely worth the time to do because they're quick and could help out down the line. Now, the first one here that I'm going to get into is something called the LLMs.txt file. Um, this is a little over a year old, so it's not really new, but it's something that's slowly picking up steam and may or may not eventually be important for helping LLM bots crawl your website. So the easiest way to think about the LLMs.txt file is comparing it to the robots.txt file on your website. The robots text file on your website tells Google, essentially, and other crawl bots how it should navigate your website, which pages to crawl, which pages not to crawl, and which pages are off limits, essentially. And so basically, what happens is Google finds your website, finds that text file, reads it, and says, okay, I'm going to crawl these pages, but not these pages. Likewise, the LLM's text file is kind of the same thing, but informs LLM crawlers how to crawl your website, which pages to look at and which pages to not touch. And it's very it's very simple to set up. You really just give some details about your website, tell it which pages to crawl and what not to crawl, and you know, that's about it. It's pretty easy to set up. You just upload it to your website. And and again, there's some websites that use it. But it's not something, at least there's no evidence that I've seen that things like ChatGPT and Anthropic, Claude are using this to crawl websites. But maybe they are, and there's no evidence of it. They're kind of sneaky like that anyway, so we don't really know what they're doing in the background. Um, and maybe it becomes important in the future. So again, it's just one of those simple low risk, potentially high reward down the line things that you can do to just make sure you're staying on top of this quickly evolving field. Um, there's a lot of people out there that'll tell you this is the one thing that you need. Don't listen to them. It's not true. You could not do this. But yeah, I would just do it because again, it's easy and potentially has a high reward. Very, very little risk. Um, the second thing that I'm going to get into that is kind of a newer concept much newer than this at least. I've seen this popping up in the last couple of months, is the idea of having kind of a one-sheeter on your website, and I've seen this a lot on SaaS businesses. SaaS websites, not so much e-commerce yet, so it's kind of a hidden secret, in the e-commerce world, but essentially you just set up a page on your website that is AI info page, right? In the URL AI info page, you could call it whatever you want. You can get creative. Hey, ChatGPT, read this page. Um, but it's just kind of, in a way, just some structured data about background of the website, what the website does. So in the context of ecom, you know, background, what products you sell, who you sell products to. Um, Instead of case studies, you could have reviews, um, positive reviews, PR, stuff like that. Um, and then why you're better than others, who your products are good for, different like important publications within your niche that you've been mentioned in, stuff like that. And yeah, reviews, whatever. There's a bunch of stuff you could add here. Pricing, shipping information, um, names of collection pages, names of products. There's a lot of stuff you could go. Payment, how you take payments. And then you could tell it how to talk about your brand, right? And so when someone asks ChatGPT, hey, what is this brand all about? It'll have all this info. It'll also make it easy for like ChatGPT, for example, to know when to talk about your website. Maybe someone doesn't directly search, you know, tell me about X brand, but they're asking about what are the best brands for this specific problem. And if that problem is listed somewhere in this page, you could have a better chance of showing up for it. In my opinion, this is something that fundamentally makes sense and probably does more than the LLMs.txt file, but I think it still makes sense to have both. And importantly for this, I think it should live in the footer here, like them, hey, AI, learn about us, just so that it's always just one click away. So essentially, it's like very easy for crawlers to find, in other words. And yeah, I mean, between those two things, again, this being a little bit more important than the LLM's text file, but these two things combined are just two very low risk things that you can do that have potentially high rewards in you being mentioned more in AI platforms. Now, the fundamentals I don't think have changed that much in the past couple of months. Still have to rank well organically on Google for Chat GPT and other LLM crawlers to find you. They still heavily bias Google indexes. Um, that is probably changing soon as they crawl more and more pages and create their own indexes. But for now, it's still very important to rank organically. It's important to have good backlinking, good internal linking structure, et cetera, et cetera. But these are just two things that are easy to spin up and low risk, potentially high reward. Just wanted to quickly go over them. And yeah, if you want me and my team to set this up for you, along with everything else we do, I've got a link in the description below for you to book a call with me. And um, yeah, if you have any questions, drop a comment below. I'll answer every single one. And yeah, hopefully you found this helpful, and I'll catch you in the next one.